Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because the entire auto industry is in shambles right now. And got an insider that stepped forward and told us some stories that are absolutely amazing. Plus, I gathered news stories based on everything he told me. So please like, subscribe, comment on the video. Today we have a sponsor, Delete Me, and I'll talk about them a little later. But let's get into it, guys. I'm just going to cover these in different orders, okay? Erin Walters. Erin Walters is a woman in Minnesota that owns a 2019 Hyundai, okay? Nice little car. Read the article below. She cannot get auto insurance now. Not because she's a bad driver, not because of where she lives, but because State Farm and Allstate say that the car is uninsurable because of the massive theft problem with the car. Think about how bad this is, guys. You've got Kias, you've got Hyundai cars that are now going to be uninsured. It's not going to be who's going to get insurance. It's going to be that thing you drive that's not going to be able to get insurance. You're going to see such a debacle right now when it comes to, we don't want to do business with you because of what you drive. We don't want to do business with you because of what your house looks like. You know what I mean? It looks dangerous. You know, it gets ridiculous. Or this is a high fire area. Well, it's never been considered a high fire area. It is now, so you're not going to be able to get insurance. So if you install an anti-theft device, how much is that? Well, the one we want is $1,800. We may consider insuring the car. Considering insuring the car. That it's crazy. You're going to see more of this right now because, one thing I was told was that State Farm does not have enough money to pay out claims right now. Whether that's true or not, I have State Farm, so I hope it's not true. The next thing is, remember the cyber attack, CDK, the software company? Well, here's something that quietly got settled late last month, was that they paid a Bitcoin ransom of $25 million to have that go away. There are now 15,000 car dealerships that are back in business slowly but surely because they paid a $25 million ransom in Bitcoin. $25 million ransom. The problem with this, guys, is that clearly this works. Clearly the bad guys are winning. Clearly they drop it into a wallet, somebody sticks it in their pocket, and they've got $25 million for, a month's work. Crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. So the other thing is, when does it end? You have car dealerships that have said it will take years for us to get back up and running to where we can have service. I know people that have not been able to get service. I know people that have not been able to take possession of their new cars because of this. They don't know the location of the cars. All these different things that have gone on that we just have seen the beginning of, but they paid the ransom. Okay? MGM, when they did this, proved to be a problem in Las Vegas. They think that Caesar's Palace paid the ransom first when they got hacked and paid it immediately, but we don't know if that's true or not. So CDK paid the ransom for $25 million in Bitcoin. And they did it so it would be untraceable. Read the article below because that's disturbing. Now, cars are not getting sold right now. There is real problems when it comes to cars moving off the lot. And one of the biggest scams in financing is when a car goes from the manufacturer to the dealership taking possession, it's considered a sold vehicle. We've all driven by dealerships, especially in Southern California, where you have lots of cars parked there, and there could be 100 cars sitting there. And these cars are considered sold vehicles. Congratulations. No one's driving them, no one's buying them, and that's a real problem. So believe what you want to believe when it comes to this stuff. The next thing is the people that have purchased cars that are in repossession. Repossessions right now, guys, are up almost 25% right now, year over year. Why is that? Because everything is so expensive. They can lie to us and they can tell us that, hey, do not worry about this. Everything's going down. Inflation's going down. No, people are out of gas right now, literally and figuratively. They do not have any money to pay their bills. The repossession business is booming. We've talked about this. You want to get into a good business, get into the negative. The negative is repossessions, foreclosures, evictions, divorce, things like that. This is what is spurring things right now, and this is what is working right now, and this is what people are making money hand over fist. Commercial foreclosures, I haven't touched on that yet. But the auto industry is in real trouble. The average person that buys a new car is not getting 3%. They're getting 7.9%, 8% loans right now. Used cars, now again, good credit, good job, good down payment, good everything. You're a good citizen as far as the bank is concerned. If you do that and you buy a used car, the average loan is 12%, which is not bad. It's not good by any means, but it makes it so that these people cannot afford to compete with the 0%. And you remember all those commercials. Remember the commercials we would be inundated with every baseball game, every football game, every newscast. You'd see, hey, it's Chevy week and we've got 0.9%. There's none of that stuff on TV, guys, right now because people have no money. Now, Ford, for the F-150, they just announced today that one of their plants in Canada that was designed for EV cars, not anymore. They're going to build big fat trucks there, gas guzzling trucks. The F-Series, the vans, the large trucks are going to be built there because the EV cars are not selling. So that's interesting, don't you think? It's wild when you think about this because the only guy that's doing well with the EV cars consistently, and yes, sales go up and down and his stock prices go up and down, has been Elon Musk. Elon Musk, people can learn about this because they're streamlining things that have made it so it's possible to run a business and sell cars. Again, if they gave me one, I don't think I'd keep it, okay? For the EV car, I just, as I travel and as I go across the desert and you see people parked on the side of the road in 108-degree heat waiting for their car to be charged, Pasadena, man, no thank you. So think about this. Again, shambles. So the EV car mess is expanding and Ford's admitting that they're not selling and they don't see it selling anytime soon. Okay, so there's that. The next one is there's a great story below about how a person is in an apartment complex and they have a plug-in EV car, a Chevy Bolt, and the management company says no more. You having an extension cord out to your car is a safety hazard and a fire hazard, and we're no longer going to allow this. How much longer is this going to take place, guys? That you're going to have cars that you're not going to be able to charge. Now, this got posted on Reddit, and a lot of people talked about it back and forth. But here's the thing. I've seen this, and I wish I had pictures of it. But you have an apartment building. Second story, somebody drops an extension cord out their window to charge their car. And, lunacy, guys. That is unsafe because somebody will trip over that. They'll put tape on the ground over the extension cords and make it all okay. No, it's not okay. And my favorite thing lately is seeing TikToks and Instagram pictures where people are in public places. And let's face it, old parking structures have they have receptacles to plug things in. They're designed for, the guy with the blowers. They're designed with different things that the crews would need for the parking structure. But no, people are plugging their EV cars in. So people are filming themselves unplugging this, saying, why? I don't get free gas. Why should they get free electricity? Man, I get a kick out of that. So the cars are not selling. They're repossessing them hand over fist. People are broke. It's everything that we've talked about. But for you to think that the EV car business is going to be around, it's a joke, guys. Fisker was really one of the first high-end EV cars out there. And Mr. Fisker is trying to liquidate all those cars. My brother sent me stories about people that are buying Teslas from Hertz, and some of these cars, it's amazing. When you buy a used car from a car rental place, they could have 170,000 miles in a car like nothing. There's a Tesla with 170,000 miles, and this guy bought the car for $13,000. That steal of the year? Absolutely. Absolutely. So the car industry is one of the most important things in the United States. But globally, when you have stories that are written about this in other countries talking about the United States and they're not talking about it here, it's a concern, guys. Let me know what you think about this so far. Let's talk about our sponsor, Delete Me. Think about this. There are companies out there that are called data brokers. And what they do is they compile all of our personal information and sell it to people. And it's absolutely, dangerous because you could be the victim of identity theft, phishing scams, and so many different problems out there. And I've been using this product and found it to be absolutely amazing. Think about this. If you use the discount code joindeleteme.com/iAllegedly, you can save 20%. Use the link below. It's the easiest way to get to it. But once you fill out your personal information, a week later you get your first report, and it shows you all the information that's been removed from these sites. Now think about this. This includes your name, your age, your address, your photos, your email address, your past addresses, your phone number, your relatives, your social media accounts, occupation, marital status, and your property values of where you live. This stuff is out there and you can get rid of it. But once again, sign up for it today. It's incredibly inexpensive, but I love this service because we have to combat these bad guys every way we can. Think about this. People think, oh, how many companies could be doing that, Dan? Maybe a dozen? There's hundreds that do this, guys. That's why you need Delete Me. Sign up for it today. Go to joindeleteme.com/iAllegedly, save 20%, and check it out today. It's inevitable with a political season that people start talking about issues they care about. And my buddy Drayton Nay said, Dan, forget everything that everybody's talking about. No one's talking about our country's infrastructure. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? He goes, the bridges that need to be worked on, the roads that are a mess, our schools that are dilapidated and old, and some don't have heat, some don't have air conditioning, it's terrible, and our water systems. So, I start researching this stuff, and one thing I found is there are hundreds of water systems in the United States that people are drinking water out of that are so outdated, and the water is questionable if it's safe or not. So read that article below because people need to work on this. And again, that should be something people are talking about, don't you think? Again, don't talk politics. Well, how about the way of life? How about a quality of life? One thing that I got a kick out of, John Deere just announced that they're getting rid of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion with this. Now, again, farmers, guys, salt of the earth, hardworking people. You just can't buy a farm and become a farmer, guys. It doesn't work. You can't do anything and just do it. It doesn't work. And I'm going to give you a couple examples. My niece's husband, Esteban, is becoming a doctor, and it has taken him years, and he's in residency right now, but he's a brilliant guy. He's going to be a great doctor, and the thing I've learned about being around the medical field is what do you want to do? And he most likely wants to be a pediatrician, which is fantastic, but he has got a year or two before he can even talk to a patient. Does that make sense? Well, why? Why not just let him run loose right now, guys, and take care of your kids? It doesn't work that way. Pilots. You want a safe pilot. Every good pilot that I know, my sister's husband was a naval aviator, and I got to fly with this guy, and it was decades of flight experience before I would hop in this guy's plane. But this guy was a brilliant pilot, knew everything, took it so seriously, and that's the way it should be. I mean, come on. My ex-wife's brother-in-law, or my brother-in-law at the time, was a professional boat racer. And this guy even drove the Pennzoil boat. David was brilliant. But this guy raced K-boats, he did all this stuff. And the thing about this was, it was so serious with these guys racing boats that you just didn't go 110 miles an hour on water, because his friend Gordy almost died with hitting a wake in Long Beach 25 years ago or whatever it was. So again, people need to not just be given a position because people could get hurt, people could die. We need to take this seriously. We need to have people be qualified. Anybody who's good at something, it's taken them a tremendous amount of time to learn how to do it. I have a buddy who is a marksman who's been proficient at it, and that's all he does is work on that craft. I have people that are fly fishermen, and again, he just didn't buy a good rod and became a good fly fisherman. No, it took him, decades to learn how to do this properly. So let me know what you guys think about this stuff so far. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories. Dollar General. I've never been into a Dollar General store. There was one that's about 45 miles away from me, and I didn't go in it. And they just got fined, guys, $12 million for leaving things out too long, having things in the aisle, blocking fire exits, things like that. They agreed to settle this, and they're going to pay this fine. That's wild, guys. It's a huge amount of money. A huge amount of money. And as far as another retail debacle, Walgreens had, at its peak, 12,000 stores. It has just been announced that Walgreens is going to close 2,150 more stores. 942 of them, think about this number, 942 are because of crime, because of theft, because people walk in and steal things like it's going out of style. So 2,150 more stores are going to close. You guys, this hurts the poorest people, it hurts the oldest people. Not everybody has mobility to get around. They rely on their local drugstores to get things. So, let me know, guys, what you think about all this stuff. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Email me, hello@iallegedly.com. But once again, the car industry is in complete shambles, and this is going to affect other things. And there's so much more to talk about this week. I can't wait to share it with you. And I'll see you real soon.